The last movie I saw was Concussion. Now, this is a movie that kind of going in, I wasn't sure, what my opinion was going to be on this because the trailers did look good, and it is, you know, telling a story that's very important, kind of very timely right now with the NFL and concussions and stuff like that. But also at the same time, I was kind of worried. The trailers kind of had me worried about some of the absurdity that I saw in the trailer. I'll talk about that in a minute when I get in the review. But there were things that worried me a little bit, and also it looked like it was a very heavy Oscar bait movie, where like it looked just like Will Smith's trying to get an Oscar here, which I don't think he's even getting considered at all, anyways. But I was like, all right, but it's it had those kind of conflicting opinions, but also at the same time, it's like this could be an interesting movie because it's a very important subject for right now. We have a very serious problem in the concussions that are happening in the NFL, and the health of former NFL players is deteriorating rapidly. And I was interested, how this was going to be done. And this has been getting pretty mixed reviews, and it looked, like I said, it looked decent enough. And yeah, it was good. It was good. Between this and Joy, they were both pretty decent movies. I actually really liked them. I liked them about the same as if I were to compare it to, I think they're both just as good as the other one. This is another movie where performances carry this fucking movie. I know I'm kind of repeating myself with saying the same thing I said with Joy. Will Smith is great. Will Smith, it was the best part of this damn movie. He carries this movie. He is one of the most charismatic. I rarely see him in anything like he. I don't see many movies of his as of late, and I almost forget how fucking charismatic this guy is. He plays this role very well. Like, he brings so much charisma to this character. He makes him so likable, and relatable. Like, he's a doctor who's kind of living the American dream, and a Nigerian doctor that's living the American dream got to practice medicine. He works at the morgue in Pittsburgh. And it just kind of happens to come across this. Unfortunately, comes across this. Who is it? Mike Webster, who, had died, ended up being disgraced. NFL player who was at 50 and went crazy, and he's trying to figure out what's going on with him. And he's very good. I liked him. Like, his acting in this movie is really well done. Like, he's not just charismatic and very likable and very funny. Like, there's a lot of Will Smith moments in this movie, but he also, when he's needed to act, he does a really good job. He is a really good actor, and I'm surprised he has never won an Oscar yet in his career, because he is very good. He's very charismatic, and it's kind of weird hearing him with like a Nigerian accent. It is kind of funny, but he pulls it off fine, I think. I'm sure there might be some people that probably will say that accent's ridiculous or whatever, but I had no problem with it. There's always somebody who always nitpicks anybody's accents in movies. You also have so many good actors in this film. You got Albert Brooks as the coroner, Pittsburgh coroner that Will Smith always reports to, and he's fucking Albert Brooks. It's Albert Brooks playing Albert Brooks, and Albert Brooks is goddamn hilarious, and this movie has some great lines. I love Albert Brooks. I'm loving that, over the last couple of years, he's been in a lot of movies, and because he kind of fell off the face of the earth, and now he's kind of keeps being in a lot of movies. You got David Morse, I thought was really, really effective in the very little that he was in, playing Mike Webster. Like the slow deterioration that you would see of this guy was just insane. Like it was great. Like it was a very small but effective performance. Uh, it left an impact on you. Like it kind of set the tone for this movie very well. Uh, because like the movie begins showing this Mike Webster and him going into Hall of Fame and him being celebrated and all that stuff for all his accomplishments, and then it cuts to like 5 minutes later he's homeless in a pickup truck, and he's, I think, huffing paint. Wow, like it's really bad. Like he's losing his mind. It's frightening. Like a lot of the performances from all the people that played football players is really good, and like how disturbing it and results in some of the most disturbing scenes in this movie. Like just the deterioration of the mind, what happens to people. Those scenes are really handled really well. I forget who else. I'm thinking I'm forgetting somebody else who was in this movie. Let me look it up here real quick. It's you gotta remember, it's been a day since I've seen the movie. Alec Baldwin's in it. As you know, Alec Baldwin's always a good actor. Yeah, even Luke Wilson is very little in this movie as Roger Goodell, and they don't play him very. This movie does not like Roger Goodell very much. It doesn't portray him very well, although it's not all entirely like it doesn't really. It just doesn't portray any of the NFL very well. It doesn't shy in its opinions on what of the NFL. It's pretty interesting. Also, the girl that she's gotta be a newcomer that plays Will Smith's wife in this movie was fine. He had good chemistry. They had decent chemistry in it. Mainly, this movie kept my interest because of the story. This is like I said, it's a very important story that is very timely and very disturbing. And the fact that, like I said, what happens in a person's mind when you keep taking repetitive head trauma like that. The human body cannot do that. And it's a very serious problem that we have with the football. And everybody loves football. I don't understand the people that try to deny the serious implications that head trauma, causes to a person. Because there are people that try to deny it, like the people that try to say global warming isn't real. They're fucking idiots. It is very scary, and it's sad to see. And I know pretty much that this is pretty much factual, that the NFL tried to cover this shit up for years. I mean, the fact that we haven't really started having a discussion until a few years, like almost 10 years ago, is a sad fact, because concussions have been around since the beginning of football, beginning of anything, and it's a very serious problem, and the NFL knew about it, and they just didn't do anything about it. It's fucking ridiculous. And also, I understand, because it's like, at the same time while you're watching this movie, it's kind of sad, because that, honestly, no matter what you do, it's hard to stop this situation because of because this is a contact sport. You're going to continue having this problem, and it's going to be very hard to fix as long as there is football. And I'm not saying there shouldn't be football, and this movie's not trying to say there shouldn't be football. It's very like the doctor even that Will Smith plays is not against football, but it's more precautions should maybe be put in place. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure out what is the solution to this problem. I've heard about softer helmets and stuff like that. Now we're getting to discussion. Is this movie, it should, by the end of this movie, it should bring up discussion about this problem. I think that's the whole point of this movie, is to bring up, a serious discussion about it. By the end of it, it should. It is. I do find that my major problem with this movie, my only problem with this movie, is kind of the same problem that I had with Joy. And I noticed these are going to seem like very repetitive reviews, but I apologize. But my main problem with this movie is that, again, it kind of, there's a lot of times like I did with Joy, where I said I kind of called bullshit on it, and I was like, I'm pretty certain that didn't go down that way, but there have been a couple people refuting some of the things that happened in this movie. I'm actually interested in hearing all the things that, I'm sure every time that a movie that's based on a true story, quote unquote, you always have people that come out say, oh, this one didn't really happen, this didn't happen. I'm like, this movie basically, like, one of my favorite examples of what, like, the absurdness of this movie is, like, at first when I saw the trailer, it made it indicate, like, the NFL was threatening his life and shit like that, but no, they really didn't. It was more fans of football that did that. I can kind of believe that, but also at the same time, I'm not sure if that really fucking happened. I mean, there are really diehard fans that fucking take this shit seriously, and I could see that, but at the same time, but the one part that did kind of like, I was like, really? Is this movie really going there? Is there's a part where his wife's pregnant and she's driving, and it indicates, like, it kind of suggests that, and she's being followed and she's freaking out and all that stuff like that. And like, this is the same time where he's being criticized by the NFL and all stuff like that. And it kind of like makes it seem that the NFL's response, and she ends up having a miscarriage because she's freaked out. And it makes it kind of seem like the NFL fucking gave her a miscarriage. I'm like, really? Like, they don't flat out say that, but it's like, it's kind of hinted, and like, I don't know if that's fucking happened. And there was a lot of parts of, like, I'm sure that didn't really happen that way. I don't know. There's nothing really offensive, or like, these are both movies that, like, it's really hard to find stuff to talk about because they're both good. There wasn't really anything that pissed me off about either one, Joy or this. They were really good, and this is this is a very timely subject, like I said, and it is kind of slow in parts. It is a 2-hour movie, and it does somewhat feel like a 2-hour movie, but I do recommend it, especially, you know, if this story kind of interests you, and, like, you know, I like I said, I think it's a very important kind of movie that, like, a discussion should be had about this situation and, like, what we should do. Even hell, like, I was watching it and I was like, I'm pretty certain that, like, something like Chris Benoit was, who, you know, the wrestler that killed him and his family, probably had the same problem that CTE, where he got a lot of repetitive head trauma, and that probably was what caused him to kill his family and himself. I'm almost goddamn certain of it. You couldn't be a doctor and figure that out. I'm pretty certain. You could be. Yeah, but like I said, I'd recommend this movie. Like I said, these are very short reviews. Jesus. Let's see. Well, let review as far as trailers go. I got Risen, another Jesus movie. Apparently, there's another. I thought this was the exact. I was like, I swear I've gotten this trailer before, but apparently I haven't. I was like, huh? I was like, this trailer looks familiar, but it's like, oh, it's another Jesus story. This is kind of interesting in that this is a part of the Jesus story that I'd never seen before, and that I'll give it points on that. It's after his resurrection, or after he gets crucified and buried. are put in a hole and then gets resurrected and stuff like that, and how everybody reacts to that. Like all the soldiers, Roman soldiers, and then they're basically, the movie is like they're basically on a manhunt for Jesus. I'm not making that up. They call it like the greatest manhunt in history. Like, what the fuck? I was like, alright, that's kind of different. I've never seen that before. Like, alright, it almost kind of intrigues me, but I'm sure it'll be shit. Eddie the Eagle. This looked kind of cute. It was about it's for the kid from Kingsman. Is a kid who had like basically looked like he was Forrest Gump. He had braces on his legs, and he wanted to be a competitive ski jumper, and he goes into the Olympics as a British ski jumper that goes into the Olympics and stuff like that. And it looked decent. It looked like it could be a good story. And his mentor is Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman looks like it'll be fun in that. And then I got Captain America: Civil War. I might be the only one who was not that impressed by this trailer. I was like, I remember everybody telling me about how great the story of the comics Civil War are. Everybody's been talking about it and how hyped they are for Civil War. And I got this trailer and they're like, so they're fighting because of Bucky? Okay. Like, that's the only reason they're fighting. I was like, that's kind of gay. I liked the relationship in the last Captain America between Bucky and Captain America, and like the conflict of him trying to get Bucky Barnes to be normal again. I like that, but really we're getting I don't know. It's not a bad trailer, and I'm gonna see it one way or another. But I wasn't that blown away as a lot of people were by this trailer. And like I do like I will say this, like they do show like briefly the Black Panther and stuff like that. I was happy they saved the reveal of Spider-Man. So I almost expected like, oh yeah, they're gonna just show Spider-Man at the end of this trailer or something like that, you know. But no, if I were a betting man, I hope they do this. They saved the reveal for Spider-Man until the movie comes out. I guarantee you, by the time the movie comes out, we'll see Spider-Man in a trailer or an image or something like that. I want to see how I don't want it spoiled how he gets into the movie, how he gets integrated into the movie. I want to see how that happens. Like, I want to be surprised by that. I'm glad they didn't spoil it in the trailer. He is going to be in this movie. It's such a big deal that we got fucking Spider-Man finally in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, but that's as far as trailers go. I'll be back tomorrow with Hateful Eight. I'm going to go see that. I was going to go try to see it in 70mm, but the theater that's playing that keeps selling out every fucking showing, so I can't even get a chance to see it, so I'm going to have to see it regular, in the regular format, unfortunately. I've really wanted to see it in 70mm. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.